Hey guys, so I know it's me again. There's my cat. I want to do a book discussion video today, and what this discussion is going to be about, it's something I kind of talked about in my last video, and that's about books that have a lot of wear and tear to them. And I want to ask you, do you prefer your books like all nice and neat and perfect and stuff? Like, I keep my hardcovers like that, but I don't keep my paperbacks like that because of how many times I read them. But do you guys like when your books are kind of bent and worn and stuff? Or, as soon as you find out that, like, the page is ripping or something like that, you freak out and have to buy a new copy or something. I'm not really sure what other people are like. I just really know what I'm like. And I actually really enjoy seeing some of my books have so much wear to them, because it kind of shows you guys, and also shows, like, my friends in real life and everything, that like, certain books that are obviously my favorites because of how many times I've read them. And I actually have a few examples here. Two of the examples you saw in the last video, but I have two others as well. And yeah, I don't know. I like the way that they look. Like this, it just, like, I feel like I can get more comfortable with my book being so worn down. Obviously, like, I'm really gentle with my books, guys. It's not like I'm rough with them. I'm just, it's just really from reading them so many times. So obviously this one has a little bit, this is the second copy, so it's not as bad as the first one. You don't even want to see the first one. It's, pages are literally falling out of it. I actually have an example for that. And then this is probably my favorite book of all time, and this is the third copy of this. This is actually in decent shape, but this just shows you that, like, certain pages fall open. Those are pages that, like, I've read over and over and over again, and the print in Memoirs of a Geisha is really small, but this book flies by. I love this book. Another book is probably one of my favorite Harry Potter books. Not my absolute favorite, but it's definitely top, like, rank number 2. And that is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This one isn't too terrible. I've had these books when I was living with my mom. These are actually my own copies that I rebought. But the version that my mom has, see? Look at that. The version that my mom has is actually pretty beat up. Like, she goes, Jessica, if you read that book one more time, it's going to literally fall apart in your hands. So, like, this one, it's not terrible. It has a lot of, like, you can see at the bottom, like, there's little rips and everything. The book falls open certain pages. And I don't know, they always get a special place on my bookshelf, the ones that are like this. And the last book, which is probably, the front isn't the most beat up, but the insert is. So you guys can see that this book is pretty, I mean, it's not that beat up, right? No. It's The Haunting of the Hill House. This is actually a really good book. It's scary as well. Yeah, it's scary. But it looks kind of normal, right? It's kind of gotten a little bent to it, but this actually comes off. And this, I know, this is the book. This shows you right here, this is a book that needs to be replaced now, because it's starting to do, it's not bound together anymore. So whenever I've read this, I'm very, very careful with how I handle this, because the pages are literally breaking apart. So you guys can see that, yeah. But again, I think that shows how much I love certain books. But yeah, I wanted to know how you guys feel. Do you like seeing your books kind of torn open, and, from you, obviously. I'm not saying, like, by your friends doing it or anything, but, or do you get rid of them and buy new versions of it? Because I only buy new versions when my book starts to do this, that this one did. So, like, this one has probably a good couple reads out of it at least. This one won't you know, it won't get replaced for a while. But yeah, I like that, and I love, 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 love that when they're this much like torn like this, they have this like old book smell. And whenever I go into a used bookstore and I smell that book smell, oh, I love that smell. And I think only us booktubers and like other people that are just so obsessed with books can really admire that smell and be like, that is awesome. Like I remember when I met this older guy, he used to come in my work all the time. And we talked about books. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, I was like, I love the smell of books. He gave me a book, I was like, I love the smell. And he's like, you're awesome. So just let me know what you guys think. Please share your stories, you can post video responses, all that kind of thing. Just tell me what you think. And I know some people were talking about in my giveaway that they actually wouldn't mind having a book that I've read before and is kind of a little tiny beat up and everything. And I think that's cool that you guys like that. That's awesome to me. I mean, of course, new copies are great and everything, but I prefer beaten up copies. This is how I feel. Alright guys, see you later.